Hi, I'm Cordy. You know me from the film Final Destination 3, obviously. Hopefully by now you're vaguely familiar with this format, but basically I'll show you 7 chords that you can use in the key of C major or move them around to other keys, hopefully. And there's not really going to be much theory chat here, but just 7 chords that I like the sound of, that I think are quite pretty, that you could just start inserting into songs. You know, if you play in church, and you see, for instance, a C major, you could perhaps use the version of C major that I suggest here. Or, you know, if you're writing a song and you come across an A minor in the song, and maybe whatever A minor I end up suggesting in one of these videos you could use. That's the idea. At the end of the video, I'll put some of these chords in the context of a song or piece of music that I put together based on these chords. The tabs for it will be up on Patreon, and the backing track as well if you want to play along and all that sort of stuff. But you should be able to also just sort of eyeball what I'm doing. I'll play it in a way hopefully that you can see what's going on, so you don't necessarily have to support me on Patreon if you don't want to. So let's jump in with it. So one of the things that I like to do sometimes is mix in an open string if I can. So this is a version of C major. So we've got a C here, we're not playing an A, playing a B on the D string, another C on the G string, another G, and then an E there. So a nice kind of open voicing. So it's a C major 7 essentially, but with a bit of a different spread voicing. So I think that works quite nicely. Okay, then this is something that works nicely off of that. With that open E. The D minor, this is a D minor you'll be familiar with probably. But we play an open E in the bottom. So this is the D minor that you've probably seen lots before. So a normal bar chord, but instead of barring, just play the D on the 5th fret on the A, and let that E ring out. So. And then that's another nice version, which is very similar to the C one, but we've got an E in the bass, so E, B, C, G, E. Okay, so we've got and then what I want to try doing is for the F, we'll do a similar version to the first chord that we played over the C, but we're going to stick this D in the bottom as well. So it's similar to this C, where we've got the open E, but for the F we're going to play the D instead, so the 6th of the chord. That's got quite a nice sound. So something for the G. So for the G, I'm going to try this kind of, it's a similar kind of chord again, but I'm going to use the thumb so that we can do something funky at the bottom. So we've got a G and F. So we've got this kind of idea, but I want to play it in this way so that we can get a cooler C note in there. A G on the E string, an F on the D string, a B on the G string, a C on the B, and a G on the E string. For the A minor. minor, so A, E, B, C, E. For the B, I'm going to suggest this. So we've got a B, a G, a C, and a D. So it's basically an ambiguous kind of sounding cluster. So altogether we've got those will probably take a little bit of time to maybe get under your fingers. If it's all too much to start with, maybe just pick one or two and just start putting them into progressions. I'd love to see other people playing these and dropping them into songs and tagging me in them on Instagram, that sort of thing, if that's what you're into. So yeah, have fun with those. Let me know how you get on with them. Again, the trick with most of this stuff is to play it nice and slow and get your fingers familiar with the shapes, and try to make sure that all of the strings are ringing freely and you're not playing unwanted notes. But yeah, let me know how you get on, and now you'll hear me trying to make musical sense of this. If you want to like and subscribe, that'd be super helpful. And if maybe you've got friends who play in a worship group or play in a band, and you think maybe they could benefit from learning one or two of these chords, maybe share this video with them.